Hi, today I'm going to give you a quick tour of a website called Flipgrid. If you haven't used it, it's a great option for using with your students. Okay, first of all, if you've already got an account, then you know about it and you can just log in. Otherwise, you'll need to go to sign up. You see that you can sign up with either a Google account or a Microsoft account, such as a Hotmail account, etc. Now, I already have my sign up, so I am just going to scroll down here and log in. And you just do so with your email address and log into Flipgrid. Okay, now when you first get in here, you're going to have one grid. Okay, now a grid, think of almost in terms of like a classroom or like a unit where you can put multiple different assignments called topics, call those topics in Flipgrid, into one space. But when you first get in here, you're going to wind up with one grid. It's located here. Simply clicking on it will bring you into the settings for that particular grid. And you can see I have a single topic here. Mine is called Bookshare. You'll have one by default, but you can always change all the features for it here using the edit pencil. If I come up here to the upper pencil, now you can see this is the grid that I would actually be changing here. And now I've changed the name. You can see that it comes with a code. This is a code that you can share with students so that they can find your space. And there are different types of grids that you can make. Now you can use this school email, and that would allow students to join with a Microsoft or Google School email account. What I've done here, and what I would recommend you do for this assignment, is simply use student ID. Okay, and you can see that over here I created student IDs. So you can just scroll down a little bit and type in a first name. I used last initials. You could put a last name in there, but we'll try to keep things a little private. And then an identifier. Now the identifiers that I put in here are extremely simple. They're just 01 through 05. Normally I would make them a little more complex so students couldn't guess them as easily. And in our assignment, I'm also just sharing them with the entire class here because you're adults and this is just a test assignment, but generally I wouldn't do that. I would provide each code to each student independently, have a little higher level of security here. So you basically type the first name, the last name, the identifier, and you want add. As I said, try to keep these the same within our class. Just make it a little easier for everybody as we complete the assignment. So when you're done, you can just say update grid. It'll bring you right back here. Now some other features that you could change on your grid if you wanted. You can see down here there are features, and this is when you would like to receive notifications. Now right now you can receive a notification every time a new video is posted, but you could say just send them to me daily or weekly, or you could say never, although that's probably not the best option. Normally I would pick probably something like daily, so I could just check in at the end of the day and know if anything had been posted. This option is for downloading and share. It allows students to download and share after they create their own video. You could shut this off, but this is student work to allow them to have access to their own work. Allow students to receive email notifications when new topics are created. Again, this would work better if we had used a school account if you're tying it into that extent, but for right now we'll just leave that off. And to make sure that this grid right now is active, that means people can enter it, they can see the topics, they can complete the topics, but I can make this hidden also, and that's basically just kind of parking or shutting off something maybe that I've used previously that I don't want to use at this particular time. Another feature for captions, this is where as people make videos, it's going to try to capture the voice and interpret that and use auto-generated captions. Not generally something that you need. Okay, there's an option down here to personalize. This is just to give a background. And you can see that they give you, a couple of choices here. These are your featured choices. These are nature, people, textures. And just something to give it a little bit of a look. So if I pick the book, you can see that that would now become the backdrop for this particular grid. Okay, and I would have to update. I'm going to cancel, but I would have to update to do that. Okay, now let's come down to topics. I have one single topic here, and I could edit it. And this is where I gave it an appropriate title. I put in a recording time here, so I'm using 2 minutes as my default. I provided some prompts or instructions here. You'll notice that you have up to 500 characters. I've used 339, but I could have used more or less. Okay, if I go down a little further, I can give them a little topic tip. This only has 64 characters, so I want to keep that one short. And then these are attachments that I could add. Right now, I have taken a Google Doc. I remembered to set the sharing so that anyone with the link could get it. And then I put that address in here, and I said this was assignment directions. Now actually in our case, I am going to actually share them through Google Classroom, so you can each get your own copy of those, so we can do the assessment through that. But if I didn't really have that purpose, I could have just posted it right here as a link. Second thing I did is I gave a separate link, in this case to Wikipedia, here, just some information that I might want to provide to people. And again, I'm even more limited with my title over here, 30 characters. Okay, a couple of options you should know about for your students. One is video moderation. So if you want to be able to see anything that's posted before other people can see it, you would turn that on here. That way you'll have to approve it, and you can cut off or short circuit anything inappropriate that might be being posted. So that's a real consideration for you. Because of the nature of our class, I'm going to leave that off. This particular topic is currently active. So we looked at a grid being active or hidden, but with a topic I can make it active, frozen, or hidden. Frozen meaning people still can see it but they can't add to it. Hidden meaning it's hidden from view. So I would always start off with active so that students could post their work. Now, do I want to allow student-to-student replies? So in other words, where students can comment on other students' posts through video. And in this case, I'm leaving it on, but it's another measure that you would want to consider. You'd have to know your class, know if they were capable of handling that appropriately, and if you were willing to allow them to do that. Okay, we can schedule an active and frozen date. So right now this is active as of 4/7, but I could say automatically I'm just going to freeze this on Sunday. So basically you can post these things from now up until Sunday. Or you can, you can just take that off and say, I'm never going to freeze it, I'll take things. But this is a nice way to put a more or less a due date on the activity. Students who attempt to post after that due date won't be able to do that. Okay, so there are some additional features here. Students can trim and rearrange video clips. It's a nice option, lets them take their work and perfect it a little bit if they want. Students can add filters, stickies, drawings, so you can tack various things onto these videos. If you want to allow that to happen, you can do that. You can see they can only do selfies, videos only, or you can shut it off entirely. Can students add a video title? Display the number of views a video has received, so you can turn that on or off, etc. Sticky notes allow students to add sticky notes while they are recording, so a nice feature. You can play with that. Do you want to allow them to attach links? And do you want students to be able to like each other's videos? Okay, this last section is for the teacher, and it allows you to provide some basic feedback basically on these two categories, their ideas and their performance. So it's kind of like a little rubric. You can just give them feedback right away, or you can build custom feedback over here. If you don't like an assignment you've started, you can delete that topic here, or anytime you make a change, you're going to have to update the topic. Now, when you're back and looking at your topic, you can see that here are the two links that I've posted. This one was the directions, and this one is kind of a spoiler. I'm doing a book share here, and this is giving you information about the character of the book. So I'm going to advise people not to read that if they're really interested in reading the book. Okay, if you click the share link, you're going to get this nice address right here, and this is what you can provide to students so that they can get into this particular topic. It's a shortcut. So if I came over here, and you can see I've already posted that address up there in a new browser, and you can see it brings me to a place that asks me for my ID. Just enter your ID. In our case, it's a 2-digit ID. Click Let's Go, and you'll be right into the assignment where you can get started. Once in there, you're going to see a big button where you can click, and your webcam will come on, and you can create your response and post it right there. Okay, this particular assignment has multiple parts when working with Flipgrid. So the first thing that you would be doing is watching my book share, which is an example, and then posting your own book shares right in the same assignment. We're going to ask you then to do a response to some of the things that have been posted. Just choose 2 of them once we have everybody posted here. And then to go out as your main assignment and create a nice activity using Flipgrid. So you're welcome to search the internet, get out there and see what different ideas that people have used, or come up with your own, come up with a combination of the 2, and create an assignment that the rest of us can participate in.